Magic Weapons.
Hello everybody, this is Waldorf.
And this is Statler.
And we're continuing with our Beta 2.0 rules review.
Yes. Section 21.
Special
Equipment Special. He's so special.
Specials, the new categories are weapons, armor, artifacts, and banners.
So we've
And
gotten...
thank God there's no trinkets.
Yes, no more trinket. So, yeah. All of the old ways, if you remember from the earlier chapters, you no longer buy magic weapons or magic armor or magic shields. You basically, like the old dwarves used to.
Kind of like the dwarves,
yeah,
yes.
You upgrade your standard mundane weapon with an enchantment.
Correct.
You no longer have arcane and what's the old one? Arcane items.
What?
The old categories.
Oh,
I'm already in 2.0. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Enchanted items.
Enchanted item. I'm drawing a complete blank.
Anyway, you no longer
Arcane
have
items, enchanted items, and something else.
Yeah, you don't have those anymore. You have artifacts.
You have artifacts.
And you still have banner enchantments. So instead of magic banners, you just enchant your existing banner.
Okay.
So weapons enchantments. They're upgrades to weapons, which I basically said. They may be limited. If they specify it's a melee weapon, you can put on any melee weapon. If they say only hand weapons can get them.
Magic hand weapon cannot be used to parry.
Right.
All right. Armor enchantments are just things you upgrade your armor with. You have to have the piece of armor it applies to be able to use it. Simple.
The thing here is each piece of armor a model is carrying may be given a single armor enchantment.
Correct.
And that's basically means if you have an enchantment for your armor, you can get one. If you have one for a shield, and if somebody ever creates one for barding or something, we haven't seen any of that. But
correct. And helmets are gone, but
there's
if they
no more
ever come
helmets.
back,
Yeah.
then yes.
So there's no mundane helmet. So yeah. So all those things have been incorporated into. Basically, you can have up to 2 of them. It looks like.
And you can have up to 2 artifacts.
And you can have 2 artifacts.
And a single banner, except your BS Battle Standard Bearer can
have 2.
If he has no other special equipment, can have
right.
2.
That is the consideration.
Now, the things you can have 2 of, if one of them is dominant, you can only have one. You can only have one dominant. You're not limited to one item, artifact. You're limited to one dominant artifact. Special note. You with me? You lost?
I'm lost because I thought that meant something different.
It does not mean that.
See,
I know what you're thinking. You thought if it meant you took one dominant artifact, you couldn't take a second artifact.
Of that category.
Well, artifacts is one category.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, that's not the case anymore.
You just can't have 2 dominants
You
together.
just can have 2 dominants in the same category.
Oh, okay.
So, who's affected? It's the guy, blah, blah, blah. Same as
Yes.
it's always been.
Yes.
No need to go into that very much. So we'll start with the weapon enchantments.
Yes.
The weapon enchantment of Titanic Might for 70 points is a melee weapon enchantment. So you can't put it on a great weapon or... Actually,
Yes,
it's any.
you
can.
It's a melee.
Put
You
on
can't put
whatever
it on
you
a bow.
want. You can't put it on a bow. Attacks with this weapon gain +3 strength and magic attacks.
But
Note there is no AP.
No AP modifier.
So if you can get by with a strength 11 great weapon, that's fine.
Yeah. It's probably for someone who already has a basic strength 5 or maybe 6 and is just looking for something to pound on monsters with.
So there's no limit. From what I saw, there's no limit anymore to the
right.
to the 0 to 10.
Yeah.
So the orc guy with this guy is strength 5. Great weapon makes him strength 7. Then he gets this. He goes up to strength 10, and then his born to fight goes to a strength 11.
Yep.
That's a pretty potent pounding you take from this
well,
guy.
helps you fight those Sphinx.
It does.
The
All right.
brings us to the Blessed Inscriptions, 65 points. It's all weapons, all melee weapons also. Attacks made with this enchanted weapon gain divine attacks, and fail to wound rolls must be re-rolled. So it's the old Blessed Sword.
So this is odd in that it's a magic weapon that doesn't give you magic attacks.
Oh, and that was going to be saying. And it gives you divine attacks, but not magic attacks.
It's
It's not a magic weapon. It's It's an enchantment.
The next one, enchantment, is the Kingslayer. This is the old Kingslayer. Nothing's changed. For each character in base to base with your unit, you gain +1 strength, AP, and attack. Yes. And you also gain magic attacks.
Well, it's and magical. It's one word, and magical.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
And magical.
I'm not sure what an and magical is.
Well, we'll have to see if that's in a special rule.
Yes, we'll have to. Brings us to the Shield Breaker enchantment, 55 points. All weapons also. Attacks made with this enchanted weapon gain +6 armor penetration, magical attacks, and can never wound on 2 wounds better than 3+.
Okay, so a 2 never wounds.
So you can't wound with a 2 on this no matter what.
Okay. But you ignore armor.
But you basically ignore armor. It's +6 to you, so you the lowest you can roll is a 1, so it's going to be a 7, which is going to be... So it's the old, was it Obsidian Blade,
Obsidian Blade, yes, except Obsidian Blade, it's got the caveat that you can't wound.
The 3-up.
Next we have the Hero's Heart.
This is a wonderful item for people with decent strength.
Yep. Hero's Heart is a hand weapon and paired weapon enchantment. The wielder of this enchantment gains +1 attack when using it. Attacks made with this enchanted weapon gain magic attacks and always have a least strength 5 and an AP of 3.
Yes.
This is a fantastic item.
Yes, it'll be in everybody's army.
I think it's going to be in almost every list.
Yep.
I played somebody in a playtest game the other day, and we both had this. Because, you have paired weapons that gives you +1 attack. This gives you +1 more attack. They're set at strength 5. So your scrawny goblin is pounding people at strength 5.
Well, I guess we should clarify it. It's going to be set at everyone on the list who doesn't already have strength 5 guys.
Correct. That is a good point.
They may go in a different direction.
Maybe. So, although the +1 attack is also still nice.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, so nice, very nice weapon. You'll see it all over the place.
Brings us to Supernatural Dexterity, 40 points. Oh, they do know the word supernatural.
They do.
The 40 points. Also, the other one above, on Hero's Heart, notice it's only restricted to hand weapons and paired weapons.
Correct.
So no great weapons or anything else.
That.
Yeah. I didn't hear you say it. You didn't say it.
You weren't paying attention.
I normally don't pay attention to you.
Why would you?
Exactly. Supernatural Dexterity, 40 points. All melee weapons. The wielder of this enchanted weapon gains +2 offensive skill and +2 agility while using it, and attacks made with it gain magical attacks.
Okay.
The agility is...
I'm not that keen on this one.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. The agility is situational because it depends on where your agility is. It may give you a +1, may give you +2 in the right situations, I suppose.
What do you mean? Agility?
Oh, I'm sorry, agility.
Offensive
weapon skills. What I meant to say. Yeah. Of course, agility is always nice. It's.
I mean, at best, the offensive weapon skill is going to give you a +1 to hit.
Yeah.
It's not going to push up 2 categories, but.
Oh, if you're already at +1.
If you already had +1, it'll give you a second +1.
Yeah, you might
at
get.
At best, you're going to get +1 to hit.
Yeah, you might get up there, and the agility though is I think what you're paying for this thing.
Yeah,
because it's not like a potion where you only get it once.
Yeah, it's a little pricey for what it is. I think.
Yeah. Unless if you have really high strength or something special, you may want it.
And then we have the Touch of Greatness. Touch of Greatness for 40 points. Hey! This is a melee weapon enchantment.
I'm giving you the Touch of Greatness.
Attacks made with this enchanted weapon gain +1 strength, +1 armor penetration, and magical attacks. Strength modifiers from this weapon, both mundane and weapon enchantments, cannot exceed +2, but can exceed +2 through modifiers from other sources, such as spells.
Yes.
Well, that's a lot of words.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
The old
+1 strength, +1 AP. It's a +1 strength weapon.
Correct. If you put it on a great, I guess a great weapon.
So they don't want you to put it on a great weapon and gain +3 strength, +3 AP.
I think it'd have been easier just to not allow it for great weapons.
Well, then they would have to list every other type of weapon.
Well, they just say it's hand weapons.
No great weapon.
Hand weapons and...
what?
I suppose halberds could do...
Spears, halberds, lances, light lance. I mean, there's a whole
Well, it depends on what your strength is, of your guys. So,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
But anyway.
Cleansing Light, 20 points. It's a cheapie. All weapons. At the start of each round of combat, the wielder may choose to give attacks made with this enchanted weapon flaming attacks and magical attacks. So there's your flame. You can have your flaming lance. You can have a flaming sword.
Kind of nice, but
It's cheap.
it's dirt cheap.
You want some flaming.
The problem is I don't see this being used because I don't see characters that are buying a magic weapon spending it, using that pick just to get flaming.
Especially now they're not flammable fields anymore.
Right. You can't catch guys in the field.
Yeah. Brings us to the next category, armored enchantments. So as we said, you can have one of these for each type of armor.
What do you mean? One of these for each type of armor?
So if you have a suit of armor,
suit
if you
of
have
armor
a
or
shield.
shield. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So we have the Death Cheater. Death Cheater. Actually, I kind of like some of these names for 90 points. It's a wearer gains regen 4-up and +1 armor.
Yes.
So it's a 4-up regen and adds 1 to your armor.
Right.
Okay.
And that's important because now once these are upgrades, you don't get the armor. So whatever armor you can buy, you buy it for your unit, and then you add this to it. So.
Yeah, because the old way, remember, you used to have the one that gave you the 4-up armor save came with heavy armor, and if you already had plate, you had to downgrade.
Yeah, exactly.
To take it.
You had to downgrade to pay for it. So you don't have to do that anymore. So the better armor you have, the better this is for you. Brings us to Destiny's Call. The too many beers, that's what you get.
Yes.
Standard size models only. So no large or gigantic models could take this. 70 points. Suits of armor, so any kind of armor. Wearer gains ages 4, and its armor is set to 3 and cannot be improved beyond this. I misinterpreted this, but you got a clarification.
Yeah, I got a clarification with armor. I can't explain it.
The
armor set
the writing here is not so clear.
Its armor set to 3 means set. It really, in my opinion, it should be your armor is set to +3 and cannot be improved.
Yeah.
So basically, you end up with a 4-up ward and a 4-up armor save. Old terms from this.
Right.
Now you have a 4-up Aegis save and a 4-up.
Yeah, you don't get a 3-up armor save.
You don't get a 3-up. This is a 4-up.
Yeah.
So
because it's +3, to your die
just
roll.
The way they've defined it makes it little. And the only thing that makes it more confusing for me is these all are +1, +5, and this is 3.
Right.
So to me, that meant set it to 3.
And then if you look at the armor
3-up
books,
armor.
the last armor books we actually had the values in it. So we'll see what they do there. But yeah. Okay, brings us to the essence of Mithril.
Oh, that's very nice.
The essence. Okay, standard size models only. 65 points. Suits of armor enchantment. The wearer gains +5 armor to a maximum of 5. So this is the old Mithril mail, which gave you a 2-up armor save. So
it does the same thing.
It does the same thing.
So Duskforge Shield Enchantment for 50.
So you want to buy that with light armor base. You don't want to buy plate armor and take that.
Yeah, don't spend your money on plate armor and buy this. The Duskforged is a shield enchantment for 50 points.
It's our first shield enchantment.
The bearer may choose to re-roll its failed armor saves while using the shield. If it does, it cannot take an Aegis or regen save. This is the old Duskstone.
Yes.
But now it's an armor enchantment for a
shield enchantment, yes.
So you can't use this with a great weapon or a plate or whatever, paired weapons or halberd or whatever.
Okay, brings us to the Ghostly Guard.
Okey-doke.
Heavy armor and plate armor enchantment. So if you got light armor, you can't have this, which means a lot of mages that have that option can't take this. 40 points, and Sylvan Elves. 40 points. The wearer gains +2 armor. This armor enchantment cannot be used against magic attacks.
That's interesting.
This is an interesting little thing, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, because it's a lot of characters are going to ignore that +2.
Well, it's nice for the guy that you want like flying around shooting.
You want him to fly around shooting?
Some kind of shooting platform type of thing.
That's right, because you don't want he's not going to be in close combat.
Yeah, some kind of Uberbow, so it helps him survive getting shot.
Yeah, it's a nice thing for you guys, for your elves that shooty stuff.
Yeah.
And the other units too. Anyway, we have the Basalt Infusion. Suits of armor enchantment for 35. The wearer gains +1 armor and fireproof. Okay.
Yeah, you'll still see that one.
That's the old helm.
Helm, yes.
Yep. You're right.
And Alchemist's Alloy, 15 points. It's a cheapie. Suits of armor. Wearer gains +1 armor and suffers -2 offensive skills. That's the old shield.
Except it's not hitting agility, it's hitting offensive skill.
It's hitting offensive skill, so it makes it a more defensive thing.
Correct. Okay. And the Willow's Ward, models on foot only for 15 points. Shield enchantment. While using the shield, the bearer cannot use parry, but gains +1 armor, and impact hits distributed towards the bearer always have an armor penetration of 0.
So this is the anti-impact hit shield.
So you give this to a guy and he challenges a character in a chariot?
Yeah.
Or runs out and stands in front of a unit of chariots?
Yes.
Okey-doke.
Just make sure you have some other armor.
I mean, you're paying 15 points for +1 armor. Right?
Yes.
That's what it comes down to.
Yes, yes.
Because this is going to be this is extremely conditional.
Yes.
I mean, it's nice when you can get away with it, but it's extremely conditional.
Yeah, no, I think you'll see both the last two on a lot of armies just because they're inexpensive.
Yep.
Brings us to the last category. No, not second last category. Sorry, scroll up a little bit.
Nope.
Banner enchantments.
We'll start with the Rending Banner. Close combat attacks from rank and file models in a unit with one or more of these gain +1 armor penetration.
And there are 0 to 3 per army.
Yes, but it's only +1 for if you have one or more. So putting a unit standard and a BSB does not help you.
Right, or 2
unit.
on the BSB.
It's not 2 armor penetration.
But it does allow you to get armor penetration on multiple units that maybe they don't have much.
It does, correct.
I'm a fan of that.
It's a nice item.
Yeah. A Banner of Speed, 50 points, also 0 to 3 per army. A unit with one or more banners of speed gains +1 advance rate and +2 march rate.
Yep.
So this is a way to speed up your army, or 3 units in your army.
Yep. We should mention that the which we probably didn't before. A lot more units in armies are able to have standards.
Yes.
Than what they were before.
Pretty much
almost everything.
Everything now. There's no more veteran standard bearer.
Correct.
It's
just the really
almost
cheap,
all your
crappy units don't get standards.
Yeah,
but most
and
of the
skirmishers and things of that nature.
Right. Stalker standard for 50 points. The bearer's unit gains Strider, and you can have up to 3 of them.
Yep. So you can basically have like a little ethereal thing going on. The Ether Icon, 35 points. You can also have 3 per your army. The bearer unit gains magic resistance 1. Just a reminder, that is -1 to the casting value of a spell.
That's going to affect this unit.
It's going to affect this unit.
That's not a bad thing. That's actually kind of neat.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of neat.
Then we have the banner.
I would like to see a more expensive version for magic resistance 2.
2, yes.
Yeah.
Or double up. Wonder if you can double up.
It doesn't say +1, it just says 1.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Banner Discipline, 0 to 3 per army for 35 points. The bearer's unit may reroll failed panic tests and decimated tests. If the standard bearer or general is part of the bearer's unit, it automatically passes its panic test or decimated tests. Okay? The old Banner Discipline.
Yeah, but you can have 3 of them.
But now it's no longer automatic. It's a reroll.
Right, you don't get the automatic pass, you get a reroll.
Correct.
So if you got crappy leadership, it's not going to help you any. But it is a nice way if you...
It'll help you some.
It'll help you some, but...
You get another chance.
If you're a 5, it's not a high probability chance. But it does allow you, if you're someone who's concerned about having panic, to help yourself in your army with that. Especially like flanking units and such, Flaming Standard, 35 points. Once again, 3 per army. 1 use only. May be activated at the start of a round of combat or before shooting with the bearer's unit. The bearer's unit gains flaming attacks. If activated when engaged in close combat, effects last until the bearer's unit is no longer engaged in combat.
Right.
So, if that combat goes for 6 turns and 12 rounds, you've got it for 6 turns and 12 rounds. If activated before shooting with the bearer's unit, this effect lasts until the end of the phase, basically until you shoot it. Okay. 3 per army. So,
Banner of the Relentless Company, 1 use only, may be activated for 30 points. May be activated during the controller player's movement phase. All infantry models in the bearer's unit always have march rate 15 until the end of the player turn. Mm-hmm. Only a single Banner of Relentless Companies may be activated during the same phase. So you can't do 2 units.
Yeah, you can't just put 3 of them and advance your army 15
march your army 15 forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, just a little sidebar, that flaming standard, backing up a little bit. Yeah, if you're in combat with the building, do not back up.
Do not back up.
Yeah, because it's flaming. So
oh,
yeah. You don't want to lose your wound thing there. But it does give you the Banner of Relentless Company. Now you can have 3. Gives you movement options you didn't have before. Legion Standard, 25 points, not too expensive. 0 to 3 per army. The bear's unit increases the maximum of its rank bonus by +1. This is like the Horde unit banner. Normally this means a unit can add
not Horde.
up to, I'm sorry, I mean Horde, not line. Horde.
What?
Horde, not line.
What do you mean?
I mean model units with large units.
It's going to be a bus, item.
Okay. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because, yes. I know what you're saying.
Yes. Can add up to 4 ranks to its current score or up to 5 full ranks if 2 standards of this formation are in the same unit. So you could technically have a +3, I guess.
You could have a what?
BSB with 2 of them.
2 at the most. 5 is your total.
Or up to 5, I'm sorry, yeah.
So at best you can get 5.
Yeah.
So it's +2 with your BSB and a guy.
If you've got one of those, cheapy units that's got a lot of dudes.
Yep. It's worthwhile.
It helps you hang around a bit. Yep.
Brings us to artifacts.
Okay, first artifact is the Crown of the Wizard King.
It's back.
It's back. 80 points. Cannot be taken by wizards. I should let you take it by wizards. Because why would you? You're gonna get the conflict. Anyway, during spell selection, randomize a path of magic. My D8's coming back out again. From all paths in the 9th age. Fantasy battles, paths of magic. The bear is a wizard apprentice. Means they get 1 spell. Using a randomized path, it cannot choose a hereditary spell. So you can't choose the hereditary spell from your army. You have to take whatever
number 1 spell of that lore is.
Yes.
All right, that's actually kind of neat. It's back.
My D8's coming. I'm putting it back in the bag. I just took it out. It's going back in.
The book of you needed that to run the magic flux flux card anyway. Next, we have the Book of Arcane Power, which is a dominant item.
Dominant.
Costs 70 points. A wizard with this artifact gains +1 to its casting roll.
So it's half of what it was before.
Yeah, it's 30 points cheaper.
Yeah.
But half of what it was before.
Yeah, you don't get it on dispelling anymore.
Correct.
They've actually made it much more difficult, in my opinion, to dispel things.
They definitely have.
Yeah, they want magic to do a little bit more. Brings us to the Crown of Autocracy. Sounds familiar. 70 points. The bear gains +1 discipline. This modifier cannot be used to increase the bear's discipline over 10. There's your 10 limitation. If taken by the general, the opponent doubles the victory points bonus for killing this general.
Yep.
So it's still there as a way to get your overall army leadership within the bubble up.
Yep.
However, you do pay a penalty.
You do, but the limitation that it couldn't put a wizard over 9. Leadership 9 is gone.
Yes.
So, anyway. Here's something I probably might want to experiment with. The Obsidian Rock, you gain magic resistance 2 for 60 points.
Yep.
Because 2 harder to cast is something that might help you.
That is something. I mean, 1, you think about, but 2, definitely. Yeah.
Right.
Brings us to the Rod of Battle.
Okay.
Who's that guy? That's Rod. He's the Rod of Battle.
That's Rod.
Yes. The bearer can cast a bound spell, power level 4/8. Type augment, range 12, duration lasts 1 turn. The target gains +1 to hit with its close combat attacks.
That's actually really nice.
This is a nice bound item.
That's really nice.
It's not, and just a reminder to people what these power levels mean. It's a bound item. So 4 means you just automatically set down 2 dice. 8 means you automatically set down 3 dice. That's what you have to give up to cast it. And your opponent has to roll above a 4 or above to stop it at the base level. Or if you put down 3 dice, they have to roll an 8 or greater.
Right. Next, we have the Binding Scroll for 55. 1 use only. May be activated at the start of a magic phase. When activated, pick an enemy model and choose one of its spells, including the attribute and bound spells. The chosen model cannot cast the chosen spell during this magic phase.
I think this is interesting. I mean, there's no more scroll in the game.
There is not.
So everyone can't just do an automatic dispel. So this is the closest thing that would be associated with that.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's a spell that you don't want them using against you in a critical time, you can take this item. I think you'll see that.
You might.
I don't think it's going to be as ubiquitous as the spell scroll was.
Right.
But,
and any model can carry it. So
yeah. That's what's nice about it too. Yeah. Brings us to the Essence of a Free Mind. 55 points. This one is dominant. So A wizard with this artifact may select up to 2 paths on its army list instead of 1. And most wizards have at least 2, if not 3. From the ones normally available to it, select which of the 2 paths to use during spell selection.
I like this item.
Yes. So you basically get to pick from 2 paths
Yep.
with your mage.
Brings us to the Lightning Vambraces for 50 points.
I think you're going to see a lot of the essence of the free mind, by the way.
Well, it's there before, and I didn't see a lot of it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, it's because the Dispel Scroll was there before, and that kind of hurt everybody.
Maybe. Anyway, the Lightning Vambraces.
Because now you pick your spells.
Yeah.
So if I want all magic missiles, I can ensure I get all magic pistols. I want all,
No. I mean, yeah, you pick your spells is the big
right.
thing.
That's what makes it worthwhile, because I can design my spells around 2 different
Correct.
lores instead of being
Yeah.
limited to 1. Yeah.
Well, no, you're limited to 1. You're only using 1 lore, 1 path. You just choose which of the 2.
Understand.
Okay.
I'm saying, but because you can pick your spells, I can decide how I'm
Okay.
going to build my magic.
Right.
And this is, I want flames against,
Correct.
fire against elves, but if I,
Right.
run into somebody super
Understood.
tough, I want something else. So that's really,
Maybe fire and alchemy if you can take it or whatever.
whatever it is. Yeah.
No, I understand.
I think you'll see it more because of those reasons.
Lightning Vambraces for 50 points. The bearer can cast a bound spell, power level 4/8. It's duration 24 inches, duration instant. Target suffers 2d6 strength 3 hits with 0 AP. This is replacing the Ring of Fire.
Yes.
But it's 2d6.
But it's 2d6.
Strength 3 instead of 1d6 strength 4.
Yes. I think this is going to be very popular.
And the range is shortened. And it doesn't do the attribute, of course, because it's not a spell. That's
and it has all flame now has armor penetration 0.
Okay.
That's the big nerf. But I still think it's very, very nice thing to have.
Okay.
Brings us to the Talisman of Shielding, an old favorite. It is 50 points. The bearer gains ages 5+. Notice
bad.
there was not one for ages 4+.
And there was not.
You have to
And
take
it doesn't
armor.
look like there's a 6+ either, because
Yes.
it's just the plain shielding.
You have to get an armor to do that.
Now we have the Ranger's Boots for 45.
What's that spell? It's
Standard-
the Ranger's Boots.
The standard size model on foot only. Bearer gains Strider and, unless using flying movement, gains +2 advance up to a maximum of 10 and +4 march rate up to a maximum of 20.
So I can use this on a War Beast because they're standard sized. I can create Puss in Boots.
Is he on foot or is he on hoof?
I'm going to have to model a Puss in Boots model.
There you go.
Okay. It's the old flying carpet that's made it through different versions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Magical Heirloom. 40 points. It is dominant. A wizard with this artifact knows the hereditary spell in addition to its other spells.
So 40 points for +1 spell.
Yes.
This is nice. I like this. I just wish it wasn't dominant. Because it's just very good. Anyway. Scepter of Power is a 40-point dominant item. 1 use only. Wizard with this artifact may add a single magic die from its dice pool to one of its casting rolls or dispel rolls after seeing the casting or dispel result. Still can't exceed 5 dice on casting. So this one's been there before. It's but it used to be only for the casting, I think, the way it was before. Again, it's a little cheap to be dominant, but it's a nice item. It's a nice item. I don't know that you'll see it that much.
Yeah.
Maybe since the casting is harder, the spelling is harder, like you say, you might see it there just to help somebody out.
Yeah, I'm not overwhelmed with that one. Talisman of the Void, 40 points. This is an opportunity to get +1 channel. So if your wizard already has 1, you get +2.
Yep,
That's 2.
and it's not dominant.
Exactly. That's a way to get an extra token. I think you'll see people who want magic will be taking that
You'll
thing.
see this.
Yep.
Next we have the Dragon Staff for 30. The bearer gains a breath weapon, strength 3, AP 0, flaming attacks.
Yep.
And of course, breath weapon is a 1-use item, so
Yes.
this is a 1-use item.
Yeah, that's fine.
30 points for a breath weapon. Yeah, that's worth.
Yeah, 2d6,
Yep.
strength 3 attacks on a melee.
Mhm.
I'll take it. The Next one is the Crystal Ball. It's a song by Styx. 25 points. One use only. Somebody else had a crystal ball as their army unit. I can't remember. Which one. Was that no Aquitaine item? Bretonian item? I don't know. May be activated at the start of
the
your...
crystal ball used to give you +1 lightning give you lightning reflex.
Oh, is that
way
what it is?
back.
Yeah. May be activated at the start of your magic phase. During this phase, directly after drawing a flux card. And reminder, you draw a flux card, you don't roll dice anymore. You may choose to draw a new card from which you must use instead. Shuffle the former card back into the deck.
Yep.
This can be nice if you're at a critical point and you're counting on some magic, and you got the low power flux card, and you go, son of a gun. It's like kind of like rolling 3 when you needed 2 spells to get off to have any hope. This gives you an opportunity for maybe getting that big 7/7 card or something else. So, yeah. So I
maybe used. It's only 25 points.
It's not that expensive, and yeah, I can see this being used.
Next, you have the Potion of Strength, which cannot be taken with models with Towering Presence.
Yep.
For 25 points. So one use only item can be activated at the start of any phase or round of combat until the end of the player turn. The bearer gains Crush Attack. And Crush Attack says you trade all your attacks for a single Crush Attack.
Which is D3
+1.
Yep. I don't think that'd be too popular. Dragonfire Gem, 20 points. The bearer gains Fireproof.
Okay. After the Potion of Strength, I wonder if that does force you to give up all your attacks. That'll be interesting. Anyway.
Well, I think if it gives the additional Crush Attack...
It's a one use only for a single Crush Attack, which can hit or miss. So it might... I don't know. I might ask about that one.
I think you should ask, because I think if you trade all your attacks, it's not too many...
Yeah, not too many are going to be willing to do it.
Willing to do that, might be a sneaky thing to put on something.
Put on a mage.
On your mage.
Put on your mage.
You got one attack.
Hey, buddy, come here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I got one shot to get rid of you. So
that brings us to the Lucky Charm for 10 points. One use only may be activated when the bearer's model
Lucky Charms?
fails an armor save. This armor save may be re-rolled. I love this for 10 points.
Isn't it cheaper? Wasn't it 15 before?
I think it's cheaper.
Yeah, I guess because you have to buy it. Oh, no, because before it was just a reroll. Yeah, I think it's cheaper. I always liked it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Brings us to the Potion of Swiftness, another popular one. 10 points. It's cheap. I think it's cheaper too, isn't it?
Yep.
One use only. May be activated at the start of any phase or round of combat until... I love that when they changed that. I hated it when it was at the beginning of the turn back in the day, and I'd always forget. It's like, damn it, I forgot to do this. Until the end of the player turn, the bearer gains +3 agility to a maximum of 10.
Very good.
So that's a nice one. And that brings us to the end of...
So we're going to do a video on the summaries?
Yeah, to be done.
To be done. We're done.
We're done. And we are done.
We are done.
With the rule book review. We'll move on to other things. Magic and army books and more battle reports and whatever.
Yeah, and waste more of your time.
Yes.
All right. That's going to do it. Thanks for listening.
Until next time.